Yeah. Okay, partial fractions. Okay, got two partial fractions on the test. And the one that you have to divide, there will be a hint. So you see like 2a, there's going to be something like, if you are a weakling, read this hint. Divide first. So if you don't divide first, I'm just going to put minus a and laugh. Minus 4. Okay, so first step is divide. Now, do you have to put the 0x cubed, the 0x squared, the 0x, and the 8 like that? Well, if you make mistakes, I guess you should. And then this one, do I have to put x cubed plus 0x squared? Like, I don't really put the plus the zeros, but if you need to, then you should. Because if you get the slant asymptote wrong, that's big points, you know. Big point. So x cubed goes into that how many times? X. So then you get x to the 4th plus 0x squared minus 15. That's x cubed, fool. Minus 15x squared minus 4x. Subtract.
15x squared.
Minus 4x or plus 4x? Plus 4. You're subtracting, that's why. And then, okay, so if you divide, the answer is the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor, which is x cubed minus 15x minus 4. Now this is a proper fraction now, so now you can do partial fractions on that. But you have to factor that. So how do you factor when it's x cubed? Synthetic division. So factors of 4 over factors of 1. 1 doesn't work. 2 doesn't work. 4 works. See? So we got 15x squared plus, this is going to take the whole side of the board. All over. Now when you factor this, you're going to have x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 1. Can I factor that anymore? No, so then you just leave it. Okay, so now did we set it up correctly? Because if you did all that work and you don't set it up correctly, that's minus 8. Or maybe I might give you a 1 point for doing the division. A over x minus 4 plus bx plus c over x squared plus 4x plus 1. Did you guys put the bx plus c? Because you don't have bx plus c, that's minus 8. Because that's a quadratic factor, that's why. Okay, multiply both sides by the LCD. 15x squared plus 4x plus a is equal to a times x squared plus 4x plus 1 plus bx plus c times x minus 4. And what do you want to do? Equate the coefficients, heavy side method, hybrid, what?
Equate the coefficient. Heavy side. No.
Well, if you're going to do a hybrid, you got to equate the coefficients anyway.
Don't do heavy side.
Because I don't want to do 16 times 15.
16 times 15 is 240.
Okay, let's do that.
Do what? A hybrid.
What heavy side? Or we can
To me, heavy side is actually easy because you only have 3 letters to find, right? 3 equations, 3 variables, not that bad. You tell me what you're going to do. I don't know yet, Mr. Burke, because I never did any problems yet. Okay, let's just equate the coefficients. So multiply out, and then maybe we can do a hybrid. Bx squared minus 4bx plus cx minus 4c. So if you group it, okay, here are the x squared terms. If I factor out the x squared, what's the coefficient? A plus b. And then here are the x terms. So if I factor out the x, what's the coefficient?
4a minus 4b plus c.
Yeah. And then finally, the constants a minus 4c. So if you equate the coefficients, a plus b gotta equal
15.
4a minus 4b plus c gotta equal 4. And a minus 4c gotta equal 8. Yeah. Okay, now Most people do not want to solve 3 equations, 3 variables. That's why you do the hybrid. Like, what's a good number to plug in for x? 4. So if you plug in 4, you get 240 plus 16 plus 8. Is that a problem? 264 is equal to, plug in 4 here, 16 plus 16 plus 1. 33a plus 0. Therefore, a is 8. See, single digit integer. And then once you get 8, look how easy this is. Once a is 8, what is b?
7.
B is 7. And once you figure out a is 8, what is c?
0.
C is 0. And there you go. That's what you call hybrid. But if you are going to do the hybrid, then you just have to, you got to do equating coefficients first, right?
I got it.
What do you mean you got luck?
I saw 4a minus 4b plus c is c, so like I thought 4a minus 4b had to be a small number. So I tried 8 and 7.
So you're just guessing and checking. What happens when a, b, and c come out to fractions in calculus next year? You're not going to be able to get lucky. Anyway, make sure you write the answer correct now. So the final answer is going to be x plus, okay, where's a? 8 over x minus 4. And then what is b and c? B is 7 and c is 0. So 7x plus 0 all over x cubed minus 15x minus 4. That's the final answer. See, it's very mechanical. You just got to be patient and be correct with your algebra. The only way you can get this problem wrong is if you make mistakes.
Is it x squared plus
Where?
4? X squared.
Where's x squared?
X squared plus 4.
Is the
What?
final answer.
Denominator?
Oh yeah. Oh, and you jump on me, huh? Okay. X squared plus 4x. Yeah, make sure you write the answer correctly. Anyway, don't you have the answer on the bottom?
Yeah.
Strike 1.
I just don't want the viewers to get confused.
You want the viewers. Okay, and we're doing the other one. Oh my goodness. Okay, B, we got x squared minus x plus 1 all over x squared times x plus 1. Now, do I have to do long division? No, because the degree of the top is smaller than the bottom. And everything is factored already. You don't even have to factor it. So all we've got to do is set it up correctly. A over x plus b over x squared plus c over x plus 1. Did we set it up correctly? Okay, multiply both sides by LCD equals a times x plus 1 plus b times x plus 1 plus c times x squared. Did we get that correct? Because a lot of students in the other class, they cannot multiply both sides by the LCD. They get something different over here. I don't know how you can do that, but they do. But not period 8, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now what? Heavy side?
Yeah.
Probably because linear factors, yeah? So what's a good number to plug in for
I
x?
think I know.
Negative 1. So if you plug in negative 1 for x, you get 1 plus 1 plus 1. 3 equals 0 plus 0 plus c. Oh, we just figured out c is 3. What's another good number to plug in for x? 0. So if you plug in 0, you get 1 equal 0 plus b plus 0. Oh, we figured out b. And then now, we've run out of good numbers to plug in, but you still got to plug in a number if you want to figure out a. But that's the beauty of the Heaviside method. You can plug in any number you want. What do you want to plug in? 1? 2? 573? It doesn't matter. I think 1 would be a good choice. So if you plug in 1, you get 1. You cannot plug in 1. How are you going to plug in 573? 1 equals, okay, if you plug in 1, you get 2 times 1 times a. 2a plus 2b, but we know b is 1. Plus 2. Plus c, but we know c is 3. 12.
Plugging in all in mind.
Plugging in 1. So therefore, 2, that's why we have problems.
Remember what I said.
2a equals negative 4, a equals negative 2. And then make sure you write your answer correctly. Hey, this is strange. How come we have to go over this one? Okay, don't answer me. 4, 5, and 6. No! f of x equals ax plus b over x squared plus c. Find the values of a, b, and c. So it's, first of all, this is probably the most important one, probably the hardest one for you. F is an odd function. Well, if you just look at it, b got to be 0, right? We did this last chapter. Okay, so you have to find the value, and please answer the question this time. I'm not going to be nice like the quiz now. On the quiz, some people actually wrote the equation of the function, but I'm asking you to find the values of a, b, and c. So it's like, so b got to be 0, so no more b. Because now look, if you plug in negative x for x, you're going to get the opposite of the original, right? The limit as x approaches 3 from the right is negative infinity. What the heck does that mean? That means here's x equals 3. Coming from the right, the graph is going down to negative infinity. That means the vertical asymptote is 3. No, x equals 3, which means you need an x minus 3 in the denominator. Yeah, but Mr. Park, got x squared there. Well, there's several ways you can think about it. Since there's no middle term, you can just figure out, oh, then got to be x plus 3, right? Because that's the only way you cannot have a middle term, right? Is when you have a difference of squares, right? X squared minus 9. Or you can think, well, since it's an odd function, then if you have a vertical asymptote at x equals 3, you have to have one at x equals negative 3, so the thing can be symmetric about the origin, right? Because that's what an odd function is, right? And then you can have x plus 3, but whatever. You multiply it out, you get x squared minus 9, which means c is negative 9. So I just put that in. And then the last piece of information, come on. If you plug in 1, you get a half. So half is equal to, plug in 1, a over, plug in 1, 1 minus 9 is negative 8. Can you solve for a? Negative 8 is negative 4. So 4. That's your answer. I don't want to see what, depends what I ask for. So do not write this. F of x equals negative 4x over x squared minus 9. Although I might feel sorry for you and just give it to you.
What did you give us the other point?
What?
What did you give us the other point?
What other point?
Points 2, 1. Oh, sorry, that's wrong point.
Oh, number 6. That's to separate the sheeps from the goats. The problem right there. Okay, number 5. I thought we knew how to do this already. Yeah, but Mr. Park had more than one number. Okay, wait till you see. Wait till you see the test. One of the tests. Okay, I don't know what this number is, but I'm going to call it x. That's how we always do it, right? Now, what is x? 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 forever. So all you got to look at, where do I see that again? Where do I see 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 forever? Right there. Right? Or, if you wanted to take the challenge, right there. That would work also, but you got to do more work, so I think we do it with that one. You guys understand? Yeah. The reason why this works is it goes on forever. So this is x. So you get 1 over 2 plus x equals x, and then you just solve this equation. Cross multiply. 1 equals 2x plus x squared. So we make one side 0, x squared plus 2x minus 1 equals 0. And you got to use the quadratic formula, so x equals negative 1 plus or minus root 2. Box that, that's the answer. No, okay, if you do this on the test, I guarantee that's going to be minus 2. You have to pick one. So just always pick the positive one.
Yes.
Okay, no. Yeah, please do that. You gotta think. Well, this one's kind of easy because negative 1 minus root 2 is a negative number. How the heck you can get a negative number out of all positive numbers? So this one is kind of obvious, but what if you have one that's not so obvious? Then you better think. I just can pick the positive one. So what's worse, Mr. Park? Picking the wrong one or not picking one at all?
Picking the wrong one.
No.
They're both the same. You get minus 2. Minus 2 for either. And then finally the last one. How many people got number 6? 3 people.
Yes.
The rest of us, so we got 3 sheep and the rest goats.
I should have done.
Which one was the sheep? Here's the sheep. Here's the goat.
Why do they sound the same?
Right there, that's the goat.
Sheep.
That was the goat.
Can you do it again?
Do it again.
For the viewers. Okay, didn't we have a problem like this just yesterday we did on the board? Okay, how do you get a slant asymptote? You divide, and you what do you get? Okay, this problem is on the test. Okay, you just
Quotient
you
plus-
get the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. And doesn't the quotient tell you what the slant asymptote is? So if the slant asymptote is y equal x plus 2, you simply put x plus 2 right there. Right? Wait, so we're doing it differently now? Okay, maybe it'll sink in by the time we take the test. And if you have vertical asymptotes at x equal 1 and x equal -1, that has to be in the denominator, right? Vertical asymptotes come from the denominator, so the denominator got to be x plus 1 times x minus 1 then, right? I mean, that's the divisor. All we have to do is figure out the remainder. Okay, but here's the key. Can I, like the problem we did before, we just had r for the remainder, right? Can I do that on this problem?
No.
No. That's because what is the degree of the divisor here?
2.
It's 2. So the remainder is always smaller than that, which is 1 and 0. So that's why you have to have ax plus b. If you just put r or one letter, it's not going to work. You guys get it? That's kind of like from partial fractions. And that's why I give you 2 points, because you got to figure out 2 letters. So now you can see what's coming up on the test, right? You guys know how I think already, right? We'll have 3 vertical asymptotes, which means on the top we'll have ax squared plus bx plus c. But now since I told you that, I'll have 4 vertical asymptotes. It's not a, okay. It's not a joke.
Oh my god, D!
Okay, no, it's not a joke anymore. It's going to be real.
Average.
Okay, so here are the point. 2, 1. Well, if it's getting older, how come I'm laughing about it?
I think it's so funny.
I think it's hilarious.
See? So, if it passes through this point, plug it in. 1 equals 2 plus 2 plus, plugging in 2 for x, 2a plus b, and if you plug in 2 for x, you get 3 times 1. That's one equation. And then if you plug in this point, you get 3 equals, plug in 0 for x. 2 plus, plug in 0 for x. B over, plug in 0 for x. -1, and then just solve them. I think you can solve it. But you know what makes this problem easy? You know why this is, somebody tell me, what makes this problem easy? No, right there. I made this 0. Because then when you plug in 0 for x, you only get a b here, yeah? If I want to kick up the problem a notch, I put any number except 0 there. Because then you get really 2 equations, 2 variables, right? You know what I'm talking about? So that's what makes the problem easy. Okay, and that's how you do it. So no other questions? You get them right. So this is the chapter we want to raise our average. Again, let me turn off the recorder. At least we got the goat sounds in there. I'm going to watch it tonight just to hear the goat sounds.